Hello, today I'd like to show you the Honeysuckle Garden Nature Journal. On the front cover here, this lady has gathered some honeysuckle vines. Lovely, lovely. We have a couple of different ones growing in our place and I just love the fragrance of them. This is a hardcover. It's made from a repurposed encyclopedia. I didn't use digitals in this one. And there are pages in here from this old book. Let's see. She is just over 9.5 inches tall and just over 6.5 inches wide. It's about 3.25 here with it pulled slightly together, so it does expand a little bit more. The spine is 1.5 inches, well, just shy of 1.5 inches. And there's 3 signatures. I love this picture, and I thought her hair and what she was wearing went with the old cover. And on the spine I've got some really nice fabric made, well, it says on the thing West Germany. There's no such thing anymore, but so you can think it's vintage, and definitely a vintage button. I've got some beads on here that go with the colors of the cover as well. This is one of my favorite kind of journals to make. This unties. Doesn't have to be tied, but I just feel more like everything's more secure and safe if it's tied. This is upholstery trim here. This has been, the picture was sewn onto cardstock and then glued onto the cover here. Well, I hope you're all enjoying spring as much as I am. I've been doing a lot of extra gardening, so it took me forever to do this one. It was like a treat to come in and work on it though. This is a reproduction of a vintage postcard, but I thought it went nice with the lady on the front. The lady on the front, she's a very independent sort. She does eventually settle down, but she really, really likes to be outside. She's not into, she's not into fancy gatherings. She's into being in nature and gathering things from there. Here's a doily that I've fashioned it into a double pocket with some vintage buttons on it. Here's a card turned into a greeting card turned into a journal tag, a large journal tag. Here's some pages from a book, and this is the sort of place I bet she would love. She does live, well, at the beginning of the story, she's still living, I think it's with her grandmother, her grandmother's place, which is in a big estate, which is a bit much. It's getting a bit overgrown. This probably is more what she should settle down with. Here's a journal tag here, some vintage velvet and a vintage mother of pearl button. Some sewing around the edge. It's an altered greeting card. Here's a pocket with a little bit of information about the book that this came from. Writing space on either side of that. This here is lace glued onto an envelope. The envelope has 2 pockets per, and I just trimmed it so that it was able to open it on the top of each side. Here we've got another altered journal card. It's been tea-dyed and inked, and the edges of it are trimmed to look nice and curvy, just like the rest of the pocket. And this is how did I do this one? Did I coffee dye this or onion dye? Don't remember, sorry. And I don't think that's a vintage button, but I thought the colors went really nice with the rest of this page. And here's some vintage book page which came from the encyclopedia set. And in here is another piece of vintage page from the encyclopedia set, and this is a little journaling card. And this is from a greeting card. A lovely friend. Birch trees. Trees are our friends, aren't they? And sadly, some of ours have died, but we'll make use of the wood, I think, when they come down. We had too many anyways. Flicker. And this is from a different vintage book. It's not from the encyclopedia that many of these pages come from. Like, this is from this encyclopedia. Beautiful old paintings. And here she is, the lady at the front, the lady who has a honeysuckle garden with a bow, and she doesn't marry this fellow. You can kind of tell that it's not going to happen. Yes, he was late, very late for an important date, and she had got all dressed up. I mean, she likes pretty things, but she would rather be out in the garden. And so all that time that she could have been out in the garden, but instead she was waiting for him while she's all dressed up. You can't garden with that on. But she does end up getting married one day. And the fellow that she marries is somebody who also loves nature. She marries a veterinarian. This is a greeting card turned into a journal card. I think it was supposed to be that way. I don't remember. And in here is some fussy cut from a greeting card put onto some, I think this is actually antique book page, a little writing space tucked there. And I left some words showing because it was beautiful writing about nature. On this side, there's a little mini pocket, a mini tag, writing space. You can write on here and on here. And this is color of this old paper that's naturally aged. I just ink the edges a little bit. And here we've got some more papers from the encyclopedia. And I turned this greeting card into a journal card, made a little pocket out of part of the encyclopedia, left some of the writing, interesting to read. This is from a butterfly book, and this is a greeting card turned into a journal card. So you know she loves to garden. And here's a greeting card turned into a tag, the Botanical Treasury. I think this is the kind of journal she would really like. There's some stamping here. Some vintage guest book paper. Put a little tab on there. Some onion dyed paper. Some more paper from the encyclopedia. I just love these pictures. And here, made a pocket out of fabric sample and stamped the word nature on there and put a little bit of extra frilly things there. She does like a bit of frill, just doesn't want to have her gardening interrupted. Don't get her to dress up unless she really is going to be going somewhere. And I purposely made this hidden paper clip match the journal card, which is a altered greeting card. And on this side, also have a greeting card that's been tea dyed and the corners clipped. And this also matches it. And this opens up so you can write in there too. Some writing space here. A quote from a calendar. Oh, and I think this is beautiful. It's also a greeting card that I've tea dyed and made for this. I'm not sure what these are for, but it says Oxford on it. I thought, oh, well, I think it makes a good little paper clip without, it's not the kind that's going to scratch the paper. And this is from encyclopedia set, the old encyclopedia set too. Here's a lithograph, nice cozy picture. Oh, I bet she likes to go fishing. And this idea I got from Be Again Books, how you just take an envelope, it's got a stamp on it, and you take part of it and make it into a pocket that goes over the page, so you end up with a pocket on both sides, or a tuck spot. Some tea dye paper, a little bit of washi tape. On this side, some washi tape, and a butterfly cut from a butterfly book, and a little bit of scraps of fabric there to make a cluster. And this is from I think this is a vintage greeting card. Made that from the tea dye paper. Nice paper too, writing paper. I think it's from one of those department stores that isn't around anymore. And here's another pocket. Inside I made a large journal card you can write on both sides. And on the other side of this is a window, you can see it peeking through. And there's another lovely picture from one of those books that I like to gather things from. Here's writing space and a tuck spot for a tag, plus you can write here. And this is from a vintage Rose book. Like I said, she loves lovely things too, but oh, this is her when she's a bit older. And she looks happy. Yep. I think she's met the veterinarian by that time. Bird study. This is a really old book page. Here, I think this is 100 years old. There's some embossing there. Turned that into a journal card. And this is from the encyclopedia. The vintage button here. Inside here, we've got... This is too big to cut up, I thought. Like too nice. It's a greeting card. So what I did is I tea-dyed it. And when I was going to make this journal and use these big envelopes, I spotted these in my stash and went, yes, they're perfect for this. So I didn't have the heart to cut those up. And there's a little tuck spot there. And that's, I think, what did I use to do that? I think that's tea-dyed fabric softener sheet. Yeah. That's, already been through the dryer. And this was from a magazine. But I just love this picture. I love the gentle, relaxed smile. She looks happy, peaceful. And there's another picture from the bird book, and it's I did with coffee and stencils. And there we have suggestion for bird hotels. I think that's also from that. Yeah, that's from that encyclopedia too. Oh, this was fun. When I pulled this out of my doily stash, I thought, oh my goodness, what can I do with this? I need to use this. Like I said, she likes dainty things too, in the right place. So this is a double pocket. Put something here and in here. And there's a vintage button. That's for sure vintage. I'm not sure about that one. And this I made out of some packaging. Love the gentle colors, and it matches also the Queen Anne's lace on there. And on this side, again, double pockets. And there and here. And these are... That's a vintage, but not sure if that is, but this is mother of pearl. Put a little tag in there that matches the colors. Page beside it. A little fabric tab on there. Just some better light. Sorry about moving the camera. I forgot to move the light earlier. I'm so out of practice. These were from a magazine, and I think no, this wasn't. This is from a magazine, and this is too. They might both be from Victoria magazines, but anyways, I've had them in my stash for a while. They're perfect things to make little pockets out of, and some tags you can write on. And 99% of the time, my tags or cards are blank on the back for lots of journaling space. This is a greeting card that I tea-dyed, and that's William Morris from a William Morris scrapbook. Paper book. And this is old, as you can see, computer paper, I guess. I like the color of it, and then I tea-dyed it. And this is something that I stenciled. It's a little indexy card thing. And here's another altered greeting card. It's been tea-dyed. And a pocket put over top. Some lovely Edith Holden drawings. I didn't want to divide these up, so I put this as a center. And in each of my centers, there's little beads on the ends of the strings, and they match the cover of the book, the colors. This was done with napkin onto an index card, so you can write on that. Lace here. This little picture was from the encyclopedia, and then I just added some special things on it to make it match. That was fun. A bit of stamping, and that's the number that these numbers were already here. I didn't put those on there. Here's another greeting card that makes me think of the lady that has the honeysuckle garden. She probably would love these boots. And look at them too. I think those are daisies on them. Yeah. And this is a little journal card made from a greeting card, and some more. Was this from the encyclopedia? No, this is from a different old book that I have. And this was something my mom, a few years ago, I guess when my daughter was still a toddler, gave me a whole bunch of different things I could use. I used to do a lot of sewing. I used to make purses, and this was one of the things she had sent me. And I finally got to use it. This is a journal spot. Yeah, I told her the last time I visited her that all the stuff that she's passed on to me over the years, I've been making good use of them, even though I'm not making purses anymore. Thinking of starting up again, because I do, like, I actually use them myself too. Don't like the feel of leather or faux leather or those sort of things against my skin. And this is also from the encyclopedia. This is upholstery trim there. Journal card made from a greeting card, and I put some old cotton on the top and a vintage button. And on this side it's napkin decoupaged onto some book page that was also made into added onto some other paper to make a nice journal card. And here I folded over the page a strip of paper that I tea-dyed, but also did some coloring with, can't remember what I used for that. Was it pencil crayon or pastels? And I rubbed it onto a lovely box that I have. Or no, this is not the box one. This is the plastic doily one, yeah. Anyways, this creates a nice little hidden spot in there. Tuck that in here, lots of writing space. And then on this side, same thing. This comes out, it's a journal card, and you can write there as well. Another pocket. And in this one, there's a large journal card for journaling on. And this is from the encyclopedia as well. And I thought this button went nice with the butterfly colors. And then on this side, you can see a little bit of the bird. And third signature also has a pocket at the beginning and at the end. And here's another picture I didn't want to cut up. So pretty. Lots of journaling space on the back of that. We could take it out and frame it. Again, from the encyclopedia. Beautiful, beautiful pictures. A little tag here made from, I guess, a small masterboard of scraps I glued on there. And then this is some vintage ribbon. That opens up for extra writing space. With the gentle colors on this page, and this is from a greeting card. I absolutely can picture that in her garden. And barn swallows, yeah, lovely. And that's also from the encyclopedia. And this one too. And this is napkin decoupaged onto some, what did I put that on? On one of those index cards that was a greenish color. Added some fussy cut on there and a label with some fabric and a hidden paper clip with some fabric scraps, a little butterfly. And you can take this off because it's just held on there like that, and read what it says here about the chart of annuals for your garden. You can have the heart to glue over that. And here's another greeting card that's been tea-dyed. And there's a hidden paper clip there. You can read parts of this if you like. Ledger paper, a little tab there. Lots of writing space in there. This one is coffee dyed. Did it with a paintbrush. And here, greeting card here that's been altered. Yeah, placed there because it goes nice with this page. Hidden paper clip, butterfly on it. Looking forward to the butterflies coming to our garden. I so far just seen those little white ones this year. But my the honeysuckles, that's what attracts the hummingbirds. But the lilac and what else? The buddleia, when they start blooming, they'll come around. This is made from an altered greeting card Yeah, that's one of my little labels I put there. This is from a sweet little book about gardens. Very charming. Happy to find 2 of them. And this is made from a greeting card. And this hidden paper clip is made from old book page. And some fussy cut and some fabric on there. And on this side it's got something that matches the colors on this page. And this is about bees. Bees are so important for the garden. Yes, and I think the lady has a honeysuckle garden. I suspect she's not afraid of bees. I'm not afraid of bees. I just don't like wasps. And this is also an altered greeting card. I love how the colors went with this. Very different. And tea-dyed fabric. Some more paper from the encyclopedia. And here too, these vibrant colors. Lots of writing space here. Some hidden writing space too. And this was different. I had fun. Got the idea. Oh, of course I don't remember, but if you look in my favorite junk journal tutorials playlist, I probably have got this tagged, and it was you glue book pages together. I actually did this one before I saw that one. Glue book pages together and it makes a nice thickness for a journal card. No more than 3 papers usually will do it. And then what I did is I glued some scraps onto it, and I made this little flower. I got this idea from a thrift store scrapbook magazine to do this, and I thought, oh man, that'd be good in junk journal. So that's how I got that idea, and then I sewed it together. That was interesting. Oh, love this, love this. Writing space here and in here. And here's another altered greeting card made to look old. A little tag there. A little butterfly tuck there. And this here you can write on both sides. And that's been coffee dyed on my dining room table with plastic on it, of course. Oh, and this, I don't really like pictures of caterpillars, so what I did was, this is the after picture, that's the before. Not my favorite thing, caterpillars, because I never can tell, okay, is this a good guy or a bad guy? Because some of them really can make a mess of your garden. And here we've got big journal card. I had fun putting this together. And lots of writing space. I was tempted to put something here, but I know I like little spaces to write. Like I would probably put maybe a quote or a verse or something there, and then I do the main journaling here. So yeah, I just decided to leave them blank. And then you can see a little peekaboo of the journal card there. And here's something I did that was different that I think I want to try again. It's the top of the Kleenex box cut down, and what I did, it was seashells, which I thought was lovely, but I put some watered down PVA glue and put on some pieces of tea bag to give it an older look, and then sewed it before I glued it on here, and I just glued here and here, and then I put this on the corner, and then this is an altered greeting card made to look old, and there's lots of writing space. You could write here and here and on the back. It just goes like that. And I thought I didn't cut it down to size to fit because I kind of like how it's peeking out. And there she be. So dear junk journaling friends, are you finding it hard to spend time in your craft room right now because the garden is calling your name? Well, that's how it's been for me. And I love both. So yeah, so I try to do a bit of both each day. But sometimes I'm too tired from being on my feet because I do crafting pretty much standing because I have problems with my hip and my tailbone. But in the den, I can sit down on that sofa. It's comfy, and that's where I do my fussy cutting usually. And that's where I sit down to make things. I made a whole bunch of labels this week because my husband's got the week off, so we've been just hanging out in the den a little more than usual. Anyways, I hope this inspired you, and I hope that when you see something, like maybe an old book that nobody wants, that you maybe only got for $1 at the thrift store because nobody seems to want old encyclopedias anymore, keep the pictures and do something like this. And yeah, give it a new life. Take care. Thanks for watching. Bye.